On Sunday, July 23rd, Sudan Armed Forces General Yasser al-Attah dared President Ruto to bring the Kenyan Defense Forces to a fight with his troops in a clear escalation of animosity that has been simmering for months. So begs the question, how did this all begin? The current conflict in Sudan has its roots in December 2018 when protests erupted against President Omar al-Bashir's government. Remember that name? Yes. Which had been in power for 30 years. The protest was sparked by economic hardship, corruption, political repression, and quickly spread across the country. The removal of al-Bashir in 2019 had initially sparked great optimism for a return to civilian rule. But 2 years later, a military coup dissolved the transitional civilian government, triggering political, economic turmoil and reigniting intercommunal conflict. Fast forward, April 2023, fighting broke out in Khartoum, that's Sudan's capital. In May 2023, President Ruto, while addressing a gathering of African lawmakers in South Africa, urged Sudan's warring generals to stop the nonsense and called for a ceasefire. He also offered to mediate among the warring factions, that is the SAF, Sudan Armed Forces, and the RSF, Rapid Support Forces. In June, Sudan rejected the appointment of President Ruto as head of IGAD, a quartet to facilitate peace under the regional bloc. Sudan's general, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, opposed Ruto's chairmanship, stating that Kenya is not neutral and continues to harbor leaders of the RSF. Sudan Armed Forces General al-Attah also accused the Kenyan president of funding the RSF, which has been battling the forces for the control of Khartoum since the collapse of the transitional government. The RSF, which is headed by Hamdan Hemeti, is accused of being a close ally of President Ruto. Finally, on Monday, July 24th, 2023, Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Alfred Mutua indicated that Kenya hasn't issued a formal response to Lieutenant General al-Attah because it is yet to get a full context of what was said in the viral video. Now that I've broken it down for you, what do you think? Please leave a comment down below.
The Foreign Affairs PS shared an AI-generated deepfake video to justify them hosting the RSF here. The video used CNN anchor's Farid Zakaria's likeness and his show Global Public Square. Sudan is currently under military rule, but here's the history of Sudan's army and RSF. Omar al-Bashir was their Moi for a very long time. Sudan had the main army led by Burhan, but he also formed the Janjaweed led by Hemeti to keep Sudan's army in check in case that knife found its way behind his back. The Janjaweed later became the RSF. Currently, Sudan's army and the RSF are at war because they split after Sudan handed Omar al-Bashir to the ICC. They tried poorly broing out their dual military rule Musk and Trump style, but couldn't agree on the terms and power conditions. They've had on-again, off-again agreements over the years that have harmed Sudanese people as they demanded a civilian-led government. Even though they eventually agreed, they never let go of their top positions. In 2021, they were supposed to hand over power to the civilian government, but the Sudanese army led a military coup. This fallout spiraled as the army and the RSF started fighting each other and targeted civilians opposed to their military rule. Both the Sudanese army and the RSF are complicit in genocide. The Sudanese army aerially bombarded areas in the past as they fought their enemies, while the RSF militia has a history of ethnic cleansing non-Arab tribes, sexual assault, burning, shelling, and razing communities to the ground. Several women died by suicide to avoid being raped by the RSF militia. Although the Sudanese army has fought and taken back large parts of the capital Khartoum, the RSF still holds large parts of Darfur. The RSF wants to form a parallel government, which an expert has termed a clean military victory for both generals, but a beginning of the end of Sudan. Even though the Sudanese people are rooting for the army to win, they are heavily opposed to living under military rule due to its history of genocide and displacement of people, especially what happened in Darfur in the 2000s, where millions of people were displaced and nearly 400,000 killed, and the 24,000 people killed recently and 14 million who've had to move from their homes. Therefore, Kenya hosting RSF here, creating a space for them to draft a constitution and set up a parallel government with other paramilitary members, makes Kenya complicit in crimes against humanity and legitimizing a dangerous militia. It especially undermines the will of the Sudanese people and their fight for a civilian-led government. This abduction hub expanding its capacity in the gallery of atrocities, then sharing an AI-generated deepfake news story to really on the fake analyst is the Mathogodhanio foreign policy we can all expect. Fresh off the diplomatic lashings in Addis, IGAD refuted a letter congratulating things getting WSRT, the T is for tumultuous, for the Sudan peace process. Sudan has recalled their ambassador from Nairobi, and the joke disliker cancelled the RSF talks for a parallel government that were initially to be finalized this Friday.
Kuna huyu bazenga ako hapa anaitwa Korir. Na huko hivyo ex mazee usikisa bazenga ako na field day. Juzo unajua noma ni gani? Huyu bazenga jana alishare video ya bazenga anaitwa Zakaria. Sasa Zakaria sijui ni Farid ama ni Farid but acha niyo pati ya jina. Wewe jua ni Zakaria. Huyu Zakaria ni mtu anafanya kazi CNN na yeye ni foreign affairs expert. Unaonanga wale akina Haman Manyora sasa big up mzee wale wa hivi ndio kunaenda na hivi na hivi. Na sasa hata haja ikanyanga hiyo mtaa. So hiyo Zakaria alikuwa anatetea Kenya kwa hii mambo ya Sudan. Anasema aje that hailewi mbona wase wako na noma na credibility ya Kenya kukua ina host hizo mashughuli zina happen huko hivyo or rather ku provide grounds za kusort kwa hiyo watu wa RSF. Naelewa kitu tunajaribu kusema. Juu Kenya hapo hivyo kitambo imehusika kwa mambo mingi za kuleta peace kwa countries zingine. Ati Kenya ilihusika kwa mambo ya kuleta peace huko hivyo pande za Somalia. Ati Kenya ilihusika kwa mambo ya kuleta peace huko hivyo za South Sudan na kuleta hiyo mambo ya independence yao. Sasa mbona Kenya ikileta hiyo mambo kwa Sudan inakuwa ni ngori? Na hata swali watu wanafaa kuwa wanauliza ni mbona like si ati ni why Kenya, like ni why is no one else doing it, it's only Kenya ndio wenye wanaifanya. Like sasa unaona huyo amepatia Kenya flowers kwa hiyo shughuli. Sasa hiyo video ilikuwa imetengenezwa na AI, haikuwa video ukweli. Sasa Korir anakuja anasema aje, sasa Korir akaishare. Tunasikia yeye ni PS wa Foreign Affairs. Akakama akaishare na sasa leo amekuwa anaomba apology. Anasema aje that izeni wadau mazeni niliwapostia video yenye ni AI generated, na nataka sana kushukuru kila mtu mwenye alini criticize ile kunichapia that mazee hapa hivi nimemes na kushare vitu kama hizo. Like wase wali report tu bazenga hata ukienda kwa page yake hiyo account hauwezi ukaipata. Na sasa hiyo story ati yeye hiyo ministry yao ati wamekuwa wakiwork na hizi makampuni za AI ati kujua vile AI generated video inaweza kuwa na watermark. Una get ki watermark kama mnajua watermark ni nini. Then sasa akozile anasema aje mpaka sasa hapa hivi Kenya sisi sasa ma partners leo bazanga ame apologize lakini ile fee anaonyeshwa field huko hivyo mtaani. Ati sasa mpaka sisi tutashikana na ma partners wengine na mpaka big tech companies tutengeneza shule huko hivi Kenya ya AI diplomacy, na mpaka nitaattend hiyo program nene nikaambia au policy makers a better way ya kukwanga wana deal na hizi mashughuli za kunini. But sasa hebu acha hiyo mambo ya Korir juu si important. Hebu niulize mazenyi mnacheki vile AI ni ngori bana. Jumi unajua kuna vitu naangalianga hivi nasema hebu angalieni account fulani iko hapa hivi X inajiitaje? Si X iko hapa hivi TikTok inajiita Cradle of Craziness. Kitu ni Cradle of Craziness. Acha ndawaandikia hapa mcheki.
We, the representatives of the government of the Republic of Sudan, the Sudan People's Liberation Movement, and Sudan People's Liberation Army, SPLM-SPLA, the Sudan People's Liberation Movement, Sudan People's Liberation Army United, SPLM-SPLA United, meeting in Nairobi, Kenya on the 23rd March 94, agreed to commit ourselves to the following principles. The first is to permit the United Nations
Did we just literally indicate that we want to start a war with Sudan by that stand that was pulled at KICC today? And yet we continue to blame Murema for the failures of the foreign and diplomacy policies of this country, while our president continues to interfere with matters of that other countries, while insisting and preaching that he's a democratic leader who respects democracy, rule of law, etc., etc. First, it was not getting Kizza Besigye arrested in our Kenyan soil. Second, I have spoken to Macron interfering with DRC Congo issues, and now we are interfering with Sudan issues. You guys, wow. In today's episode of how this government attempts very hard to perform but ends up messing up, of course we also what the PS of the foreign affairs of this country did, relying on deep fake AI CNN news commending Kenyan for interfering with Sudan's issues. Of course, he had to do a very heartfelt, from his heart, apology. The next day saying, oh, I apologize. Sir, really, a man with the resources that you have, exposed to whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. You guys are really not experienced. You didn't know how to run this government now, did you? Apart from that, there is this apparently a secret 73 billion error that was done by the CS of Treasury Mbadi. Anaiweka hapo hadi ma MPs wanashindwa hizi pesa ni za nini? Yaani nyinyi watu tu mnatuibia tu live. Hata before to recover she and Shandio, hiyo siji all of a sudden haita work kwa private hospitals.
Tensions between Kenya's President William Ruto and the General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan-led government of Sudan show no signs of easing. Sudan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has rejected the defense mounted by Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi for hosting the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, in Nairobi as they seek to establish a parallel government. The Sudanese government making the following response. Let's take a look. There we go. This hostile and irresponsible move cannot be justified, referring to the previous hosting of the Machakos negotiations, as these were between the government of Sudan and the Sudan People's Liberation Movement in South Sudan under the auspices of IGAD and notable international sponsorships. The statement continues to read that the government of Sudan has sought through diplomatic communication to change their stance without success. It is unfortunate that the Kenyan president has placed his personal and commercial interests above the historical relations between the two brotherly countries. In an earlier statement, they had stated that hosting leaders of the terrorist RSF militia and allowing them to conduct political and propaganda activities while they continue to perpetrate genocide, massacre civilians on an ethnic basis, attack IDP camps and commit acts of rape constitutes an endorsement of and complicity in these heinous crimes.
I'm not thinking out loud.
Anyway.
Something big happened online yesterday.
Yes.
Whole conversation.
So we live in a world of AI. It's a good thing. It's a scary thing as well. And yesterday there was a very senior government official, a foreign affairs PS at that, who shared a deepfake video of CNN praising Kenya's peace efforts in Sudan. Now the foreign affairs PS, that's Dr. Korir Sing'oei, posted on his X a deepfake highlighting Kenya's role in peace diplomacy in Sudan. It was designed to appear as if it was CNN broadcasting this, and it falsely featured journalist Farid Zakaria discussing Kenya's involvement in peace efforts. He captioned it, "For the fake analysts who doubt the good faith of Kenya's peace diplomacy, here is a cogent assessment by CNN's foreign policy expert, Farid Zakaria." Now, he was like, you keep saying, oh, we're missing on this diplomacy thing, but look, CNN is endorsing us. But I'm not saying I'm an expert on deepfakes and AI, etc., but the mouth and the words, hazikwa zinaendana, right? That's number one, easiest way of telling that this is a deepfake video. He did, however, delete the video after quickly attracting criticism from Kenyans on X, who called him out for misleading the public using AI-generated media to control the government narrative. He deleted, but said nothing.
Yeah, he didn't
Just
apologize.
Crickets.
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
I'm still cringing.
How badly do we want to push a narrative
Validation.
that you can't tell that someone's lips and the words hazipatani? There's like a disconnect there.
Oh, yeah.
And Kenya's international standing again on diplomatic relations, it's a huge fumble what happened. And I think underscoring these careless mistakes is where I feel this government many times gets things wrong. For you, it was a tweet that you put out and quickly took down, and you've moved on with the day.
Right.
It's now obviously globally been seen. People have taken screenshots. And you don't know how people sit with this information, whether it's broadcast houses, whether it's the public, whether it's the diplomatic corps. You don't know how people sit with this. And then you're trying to move forward with progressing a conversation and wonder why there's so many barriers. It makes us look like a joke.
It does.
It was so unprofessional. And it's frightening because again, just that kind of lack of accountability and that consistent kind of fumbling over issues like this cannot be taken lightly. I would really like him to explain why he did that. I know you're trying to rush to put a certain narrative out. There's other ways to put it. Come on air and say, this is why I think this is a good way to carry out this issue. This is what we as government believe. But to not check that, I was cringing. I cringed in the night. I cringed in the morning. Actually. It was very shocking.
It was
very,
shocking,
very shocking,
especially coming from the person of Korir Singh-Oei, right? And even the wording of that tweet of his, I was like, okay, what's going on here? I mean, it's totally out of character of Dr. Korir Singh-Oei. It's out of character of any person who would be in foreign affairs or in government, picking that up and saying, now, look, I mean, if it was the usual, the people that we call the bloggers, State House bloggers, or as we call them, then we'd be like, okay, to a Melipo, they don't even do, they're just going after the money. But this is a government official. And this is a senior government official in Kenya's diplomatic space. It was completely shocking.
It really was.
So after wase wa Sudan walijangori na sisi juu ya kuhost watu wa RSF, Foreign Affairs CS Musalia Mudavadi alirelease statement, na kwa hiyo statement alikuwa anasema aje that RSF walikuja Kenya juu alikuwa anataka kuleverage on the good environment yenye tuko nayo na pia the good offices yenye tuko nayo. Lakini kabla tufike hapo, unasikia aje juzi ama ndio jana masaa ya asubuhi wase huko hivyo Sudan walirelease statement yenye walikuwa wamejam sana na gava yetu. Juu walikuwa zile za mbona gava yetu inaweza host watu wenye wanataka kutengeneza a political charter enye inaenda kuoverthrow government yenye iko huko, lakini sasa hata issue iko hapo. Issue iko penye hiyo mbogi ndio ikuje Kenya, like as tunaongea hiyo mtaa imekuwa tu ikipiga mavitu mbaya. Ati kama vile tunabonga for the last 3 days kuna waseroabe wenye wamegenya mtaa fulani yenye iko hapo hivi inaitwa White Nile State. Na sasa walikuwa wamejana ngori na sisi juu wanasema that Ruto akienda kwa hizi meetings za kubonga anabonga hivi, but ikikam sana kwa involvement yake ako design nyingine. Na unasikia sasa ile place yenye ngori na kujia ni ati kuna huyu anaitwa Ahmed ni foreign politics analyst, alikuwa anasema aje that Kenya sasa tuna stay place yenye tutakuwa na government outside ambako itakuwa inaangaliwa like tuna cloud chase, una get ile on a global level, ati kwa sababu kukubali watu wa RSF hiyo saa ni kesho on Friday watangaze hiyo parallel government wakiwa hivi Kenya, like wanachoma ile kabisa. Na Musalia Mudavadi anasema aje, like so unajua Musalia Mudavadi anatetea hiyo move, anasema aje that sio mara ya kwanza yenye groups zenye ziko Sudan zimehost shughuli yao nje kwa country nyingine, like ni kitu yenye wanafanyanga, na sio pia mara ya kwanza like Kenya inashughulika kwa shughuli za kuprovide peace kwa hizo countries zingine. Una get your story. Na sasa bado Kenya sasa Kanairo wamejam sasa na mpaka wase wenye fulani wako hiyo mtaa sasa wenye walijam sasa na wase wa Kenya wanaitwa kina General Abdel wako zile za hata ile zenye nyinyi mlichukua hii gava ni through ku. So wase wako zile za unajua sasa ni Musalia Mudavadi anawaambia that nyinyi kwanza hata mlichujwa kwa vitu za AU, like Musalia Mudavadi wako zile za anatetea hiyo move kabisa. But sasa critics hata si critics like watu wenye wanabonga wako zile za like Kenya inachoma. So niko zile za sisi kuna kitu yenye like sasa tuseme kama sisi vile tuko hivi juu saa kulingana sisi tunadhani that serikali inachoma ikidu hivyo. Now the government unajua labda kuna kitu yenye pia the government labda yenye inaona yenye sisi hatuoni, ndio maana wako ile ndani ya involved kwa hiyo shughuli. Na usikie sasa mpaka ni ngori ni ati ase wanaona kama hata president amepatia huyo mbigi wao huyo anaitwa si Abdel huyu wa RSF, jina yake imenitoka hiyo jina kuna time wali link last year na Ruto hapo hivyo State House unacheki
A case in point, we have a situation in Sudan. The generals in Sudan are bombing everything. They are bombing roads, they are bombing bridges, they are bombing hospitals, they are destroying airports, using military hardware bought by African money. Just imagine. We need to tell those generals to stop the nonsense.
Strong warning to Mr. Yasser Al-Attah. Don't dare Kenya. Kenya is a sovereign country. We can crush you. Don't dare this country. We can step on you and crush you. Don't dare Kenya.
ويجي زي الرئيس الكيني يقول أنا أجيب غوات شرق أفريقيا يا الرئيس الكيني، يا الرئيس الكيني ووال شرق افريقيا خليها في محلها. انت جيب الجيش الكيني تعال. والدولة الدعماك والدعم كل المرتزقة الزينة الدعماك بالقرش مشترياك بالقرش هي ذات تجيب جيشها. والله قسم واحد فيهم بيرجع تاني ما في زول بيرجع. نحن يا اخوانا طريقنا واحد. سودان يشرق عليه الشمس يوم باكر بلا جنجويد.
Hey guys. Yani Ruto amedonate 132 million donation. Na nyinyi mnasema mambo sijui ya health, hakuna do, sijui hakuna do ya HIV, sijui nini. Lakini ya donation iko. Sijui barabara, hazijatengenezwa, contractor, lakini za donation ziko. Walimu wanasema, sijui wanakata tension zao, sijui lakini za donation ziko. But now ile kitu hata inanishangaza. Juu Kenya manze tunalia hakuna pesa. Nyinyi mnaona zile pesa zinapeano za donation. Lakini ile kitu inanishangaza ni hizi dozi zinapitia treasury. Nani anazi approve? Because anything a public money should go through parliament. It has to be approved and released. Hizi pesa zinatoka wapi? Na nani ame-approve? Manze. But the fact is this. Kenya tuko na do. Ni sisi tunalianga tu. Cause hizo ndizo za donation. Na si wenyewe tunalia hatuna pesa mpaka mashinani. Manze. Sawa.
By the way, guys, if y'all have not realized, Trump has been a sworn-in president for less than 48 hours. But the changes he's already making are massive. Like, he's making big decisions in less than 48 hours. In less than 48 hours, amemaliza LGBTQ. Amesema huko kuna gender mbili peke yake, male and female. In less than 48 hours, amerudisha TikTok. In less than 48 hours, anyway, na kuna huyu wenyu anafanya campaign. Anafanya campaign. Ai. Mungu tusamehe. Anafanya campaign. Hey.
Mheshimiwa William Ruto, wewe ni mwizi. Msaidizi wako ni mwizi. Na lazima tunaomba kwamba Mheshimiwa William Ruto, omba wa Kenya msamaha. Omba wa Kenya msamaha kwa sababu ya yale maovu ambayo uliyafanya. Na Wakenya wanaumia.
Enda pole pole. Cool down. We are not cooling down any soon. In fact, it might get hotter.
We will consolidate Kisungu kubwa. And after we consolidate, we will strategize.
Here I come. Here I come.
Hey!
Whoa. Hey.
Hello.
And don't buy into the political rhetoric of trying to divide you into tribes.
Yes.
Our problems are not tribal. There is no Kikuyu problem, there is no Kalenjin problem, there is no Luo problem, there is no Somali problem. There is no Kamba problem.
Yes.
Chief share knows no tribe. The university funding model knows no tribe.
Yeah.
Joblessness knows no tribe. All these problems that we point out, They do not know any tribe.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue.
What song?
Yeah, that song.
That song?
Maybe I think about it.
Oh
Know what? I slow it down. Say, ladies, do me this solid.
Kusambaza hiyo message. Thank you. Fagia?
What?
I'll take it to
Karibu,
all the
karibu.
corners.
You
of
take
Kenya.
it to the entire nation.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
It is a very solid car.
Thank you, sir.
Ndugu yangu,
God bless you.
fagia wote.
Kazi yangu.
Asante. Good luck, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
God bless
Good luck.
you. I appreciate
All the
it.
best.
Thank you, sir. It's time for a fresh start. Tunafagia wote. Your Excellency.
Aya, alafu matopare. Okay, matopare. Matopare. Topa. Matopare. Matopare. Topa.
Tuesday. Tunarudi uwanjani.
She asked me, baby, where you from? I told her, Kenya.
I beg of us, I really want to beg of us today, as the chair of UDA, let's stay focused to what it is we promise those hustlers. Because if we don't deliver, those hustlers will send us out of power, and they'll send us with vengeance. So let us talk about roads, electricity, education, health, types. Let's tone down on the politics. It is not healthy. It is not healthy. It is the wrong time.
Wananchi naweza sikia kuchukua William Ruto. Wanaweza mchukua kwa sababu sisi wananchi, we don't need him. Ametuchosha. Ama nyinyi mjachoka? Mjachoka na Ruto? Ule mtu anataka kuchukua William Ruto, you can take him for free, take Wetangula for free, take Mudavadi for free. Tunawapea hizo takataka zote waende waongoze if they are good to you.
Majenzi mko? Kazi mnafanya kwa mtandao ni mzuri sana. Na tunapongeza nyinyi. Na muendelee. Mtaendelea. Lakini mtandao peke yake haitoshi. Tunataka mjiandikishe kama wapiga kura. Wale watu ambaye watakomboa Kenya hii, wenye kuamua Kenya itaongozwa namna gani, ni hao majenzi wetu mwaka wa 2027. Lakini hamwezi amua Kenya itakaa namna gani kwa simu peke yake. Lazima mchukue vitambulisho, lazima mjiandikishe kama wapiga kura. Siku hiyo ikifika muamuke saa 9, muungane na sisi na wengine, tuende pale kwa debe, tutafute uongozi wa maana ambaye utaheshimu wa Kenya, utaheshimu demokrasia na utakubali kufanyia kila mtu maendeleo. Tumekubaliana majenzi?
Hata nasahau tarehe ni gani. Mimi siko na tarehe kwa kalenda. Na mimi hata sina haja nayo. Mimi chenye niko nayo nayo ni serikali ya 2027. Huyu mkata ushuru tumtoe. Na tuungane si wote.
Mimi vile naona nisha reject hiyo finance bill 2025. Ningoje tu date ya maandamano. Juu mambo yendi bana. Mimi hata wafanye nini? Mimi nisha reject. Mfanye nini? Nisha reject. Mfanye nisha reject. Nime reject. Mtoe date ya maandamano sasa.
And we are not alone. There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way.
Kwanza mimi ikifika 2027 naiba mpaka kura ya madhangu na budangu. Sitaki warudi tu huko tena. Sima youth church anuka. Madha zetu bado Ruto unaenda home na 13 parliament tunaivunja. Wende home wote tuanze fresh.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm here to address you. You must go. Ruto must go. Kwapa na hatuendi. Kwapa tunalala huku na hatuendi. We don't fear you guys. You hypocrites. We don't fear you. Mr. Speaker, we don't fear you. Tuko ndani. We stomped inside. Sisi ni nani? I'm inside. Niko ndani. Na tunamalizana na nyinyi. Tunamalizana na nyinyi. Mmetutesa sana. Today is today. You must hear our cry. Sisi ni sisi. Utatusikiza. Hii ni bunge yetu. Sisi tumewafanya mko hapa. This is our parliament. You must hear us. Kama hamna masikio, tutawafanya msikie. Poa manze.
Sasa nini? President tunataka kuambia uko na miaka 2 katika ofisi. Na wananchi hawa they will punish you na hata ukiwa na pesa watakutoa nje.
Wacheni tu mimi niseme na mapema. Ndio kama kuna list na andiko mniweke kwa list. I can't wait to reject Finance Bill 2025. I can't wait because I know it will be something absurd. It will be something mental. I can't wait. Mneke kwa list jameni. List reject.
Idiots who don't want to participate in the affairs of their nation, they think things will just work in and of themselves. Then they are tribalists. And these tribalists, they think that they are only safe with people who are from their tribe. And tribe can mean people from the same culture, same language, or same culture. Then they are citizens. These are individuals who are responsible and know that when you want to be served, you must give those who have the desire and the intellectual capacity to serve you. In many societies, it is only a small percentage of people that can be called citizens, not more than 5%. And if a society wants to grow in the right direction, civic education is what will help the idiot and the tribalist to become a citizen.
Mungu yetu itoe Ruto Kenya, hata kama angalau na jali. Sisi Kenya tumechoka na Ruto, maisha imetuharibikia, analipisha mpaka sodo ya wamama. Pure kabisa Ruto. We don't like you, go home. Sasa tafuta kiongozi ambaye anapenda mwananchi na anapenda kijana kama sisi.
They want to be described as honorable even when they are horrible. They acquire things which they have not worked for. They promise us things that they know they will never deliver. And there is no shortage of such men and women in the African continent.
Now, why do you want Ruto gone?
We want Ruto gone because he is killing innocent people. He's wanting to pass the Finance Bill 2024. He's putting tax on sanitary products that girls can't even buy. He's come to school. He's corrupt. He's taking the money. He needs to go.
Yes.
Get out. If you're going to raise anything, start with your hairline.
Nice.
Control, Alt, Delete, Ruto. The drunk did better than you. Drunkard did better than you.
Nice.
Now the next election,
yes.
Unajua hawa ndio watakuwa nasema fagia wote ama mtasema namna gani? This generation,
yes,
they use their might because they didn't vote, the largest vote in the last election.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mengi. All I want to say is Ruto must go like yesterday. Bye.